What if I am the one who did it?
Can I? Can I do that too?
That is a very weird follow-up question.
Yeah. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife, Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 9 of Jujutsu Kaisen, Small Fry and Reverse Retribution. All right.
Interesting. Small Fry and Reverse Retribution.
Small fry is like an insult, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're talking about like actually frying something.
Yeah, makes me think of like Yuji, because like everybody else has powers and he doesn't quite yet.
Well, fry is technically the term for baby fish, like freshly hatched.
The Small Fry and Reverse Retribution, I don't really know who could be dealing that out. Last episode we met Todo, who just beat the crap out of Megumi. What do you think of Reverse Retribution?
I mean, it could mean several things, and I'm just not sure where they're going to go with it based on the plot. My first thought is that like whatever initial retribution there was just like way too far, so there needed to be a counter to the retribution, or something that means the opposite of retribution, which...
Retribution is righting a wrong. Something's been done to you or somebody you know, and you get retribution for it. You go get your blood, like fight them and even the odds.
Right. So what would the opposite of that look like?
So reverse retribution would be deepening the score.
Deliberately doubling down and making
a situation where somebody owes somebody something, they owe them more, I guess.
Interesting.
In a sense, like cosmic sense.
Okay.
We'll have to see how that figures in. If you're excited for more episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, they're all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms. All right, are we excited for episode 9 of Jujutsu Kaisen?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
Hey guys, this creep was totally staring at my boobs!
Oh.
Well, I can see why you'd stare at him, you perv. Yeah, she does have
Is this young Megumi?
Okay.
Who is it?
If I had a button I could push that would make everyone I hate die, I probably wouldn't push it.
Death Note crossover? Oh, just kidding.
There's a button that would make everyone who hated me die.
Oh.
Oh.
Not everyone he hates, but
That is...
only people that hate him.
That is so interesting. Because there are a lot of people that he hates that don't hate him.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Wow,
One adult
okay.
ticket, please, for Human Earthworm 3.
Oh, this is where he met...
Here.
Oh, there was that person, I forgot to mention this. At the end of last episode, they showed a movie theater where there were 3 people that were horribly disfigured.
Oh, right.
And one of the people in there was, and outside, his name's not Megumi, Megumi's the name of our friendly one. It starts with an M. Mahito presumably did this, and then this guy, I think, came out back into an alley and was like, teach me what you know, or like something like that.
Right.
Seemed to be wanting to be his disciple or something, or was like, you did that in there, that was really amazing, or something like that.
That'll be 1,800 yen.
Oh, here.
Human Earthworm, that reminds me of Human Centipede. Yeah, there's Mahito.
Okay.
So this is a flashback to right before that.
Okay, thank you.
She does not sound happy to be there.
Yeah.
Turned out he has 50,000 on him. For real? Typical middle school brat.
This sucks. High school kids shouldn't skip school to watch movies. Not that I should talk.
Calm down.
When I realized it.
Is he literally doing that?
Seriously sucks. I can't hear the movie at all. There are always people like these jerks.
So, you were looking at her boobs.
I was not.
Oh, so then you're saying Tsubasa's lying to us.
He was definitely looking at them.
Dude, you are really
The fuck?
for it.
This is a very strange dynamic.
Yeah.
No way! Teach him a lesson first!
Shit. The girl's just using me to see where she stands with these guys.
Yeah.
She's getting off on it.
So you were looking
What the
at
hell?
I'll tell her. I'll tell her. I'll tell her. I'll tell her.
They kind of look like Titans.
Yeah.
You're not anywhere near as hot as you think you are, Tsubasa.
Wow.
And these three all know that too. The only reason they're here fawning over you is because they're hoping you'll let them bang you.
Well.
Whoa.
Human being. She's not gonna let us bang her. Sounds like she doesn't even want to hang out.
Stop talking.
Okay.
Dude, it's her.
Turn your damn phone off.
Hello?
Whoa.
What? Oh boy. Okay.
That looks like Mahito.
Hey, what's up?
You three guys
Yeah, so?
ought to learn some manners.
Whoa.
Ew.
There's nothing to worry about. Everything went quite well. This is all for the creation of the perfect human being.
They're all dead now?
Yeah.
Right?
That Mahito just went and killed
Yeah,
them
right? Okay.
horribly. Oh my god.
What the hell?
And did he kind of prompt that by like being mad at them, or is it a coincidence?
I think they were just both at the. I think they were both just at the movie and both thought the same thing potentially.
Okay.
Like that they were just making the
Okay.
movie suck.
The
Right.
person I saw just now. No, a person couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's not a person.
No.
Would they really be human?
Also no.
I'm wondering what level of human this guy is.
Yeah,
If
right?
I am the one who
10-10.
did it, are you going to condemn me now? Were those three special to you? Were they your friends?
Here you go. I've got some tasty lunch for you.
Oh, that's harsh, man.
Aw, poor guy. He's all crying now.
Dang, just beat the crap out of him.
Yeah. Oh no.
Were they feeding him dog poop or something? What was that?
I
What
wasn't
were they-
sure what that was, but there was some.
They were about to give him something. I
Yeah.
think that looked like poop or something.
a
A
cigarette?
cigarette butt.
Oh,
That's what that looks like.
So, can I do that too?
That is
Oh,
a
boy.
very weird follow-up question.
Yeah, I kind of got the vibe that he wanted to join. And that guy, wait, that guy looks like the guy.
Yeah.
Huh. So he joined
It can be a
his school
coincidence.
somehow. Maybe they're going to use him as like a mole or something.
Interesting.
He's a human. I mean, how many humans want to do that?
Yeah, we had 3 male victims, high school students it looks like.
So who were those two? And why were they on the scene before forensics got there? One of them looked like he was just a kid.
I don't know any more than you do so far. But you saw the stiffs, didn't you? They were something else.
Ooh.
No ordinary human being could do that.
How much do they know about curses, I wonder?
You just have to
Like-
pretend
Yeah,
you
right?
never saw it. If you want to make it to
Oh.
retirement in this job anyway.
Ah, and
there
then
we
they
go.
send in the sorcerers. Okay.
Can you see it? This is the residual taint of cursed energy.
No, I don't see anything.
That's because you're not trying to see it. We typically see curses as if it's perfectly natural to. When a curse technique is used, it leaves traces behind. That's what residuals are. But residuals are much fainter than cursed spirits. So focus your vision and look closely.
You gotta like magnify in a way. Yeah.
Oh, I can see them.
Of course
Interesting.
you can.
That's really
A
cool.
good sorcerer can sense them even before seeing them.
Sense it how?
Couldn't
Just
you
like,
give me a little
inherently, I
more praise
guess.
or something?
I don't praise or disparage anyone. I adhere to facts and judge on that basis. That's who I am.
Okay.
There was a time when I mistakenly believed society worked the same way. But enough about that. Let's follow them.
His tools had little pieces of
No.
cursed energy coming off
Moderate
them.
effort is all that's required here. Now let's go.
Don't go all out. We just need half.
Half-ass it, please.
It's like I can't.
He's very
do
by the
anything
book, he
right.
seems.
I won't be able to lead you this time. But don't worry about it, kid, because I've called in an old friend you can trust. This is Kento Nanami, suit-turned-sorcerer.
Please don't ever call me that.
Nanami.
Interesting friendship
Jujutsu
duo.
Sorcerers are oddballs, but since
So his name
Kento
is
here wants to work
Nanami.
for a corporation, he's got a good head on his shoulders. Oh, he's
Oh.
a first-rate sorcerer too.
I doubt anyone would appreciate an introduction like that.
Why do so many of these people wear glasses and stuff to hide their eyes? A company man? Why didn't
Interesting.
you want to become a Jujutsu sorcerer from the start?
We should greet each other first.
Ooh, wait, pause. I have an idea. What if it's like, you know how pirates used an eye patch so that they could go above deck and below deck and switch easily because your eye gets used to the darkness? So then
Oh, I
when
thought it's usually because they lost an eye.
No. Oh, no. It's like if you're above deck and both of your eyes are used to the sun, you go below deck and you can't see shit. And if you're below deck for a while, then you go above deck, it's super bright and you can't do anything. But if you keep one that's like used to the bright and one that's used to below.
Interesting.
You just use one at a time. But if it's like a dark curse energy, maybe like keeping your eyes protected or safe or focused or like rested makes you more able to see something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if there's actually anything to it.
Yeah.
Why didn't you want to become a Jujutsu sorcerer from the start?
I went to your school too, and there I learned one thing. Jujutsu sorcerers suck!
Okay.
I went to work for a typical company and learned something there too. That having to work for a living sucks.
Really?
So if both
All
suck
right.
equally, then I'll go with the one I like better. The fact is, that's the only reason I came back.
That's dark.
If they both suck equally, how can one be better?
They both suck equally in their given circumstance, but he can go back to the one he prefers out of the two that suck.
Reason I came back.
That he likes more.
Now, Itadori, you should understand that I'm not at all the same mindset as Gojo here. I do trust him and have great faith in his powers and abilities. But I have no respect for him.
I love returning to the shot. No respect for him.
Do things, but I still believe in rules and regulations.
Oh, and Gojo's against the establishment.
But even if you are just a vessel for the time bomb we know as Sukuna, I'm hoping you can prove yourself to be useful.
Lately, I've been forced to realize how weak and useless I am.
Yeah, that was a rough go of it.
I have to get strong, or I won't be able to choose how I die. And I'm certain I can win your respect. But you'll see in time.
Go sell that to the higher-ups, not to me.
You're right.
Because frankly, I don't give a damn!
Okay, I get it. So, there wasn't anything weird on the surveillance cameras, right?
Right. There was only one young man aside from the victims.
Then it was a cursed spirit?
So they can't,
Well,
they can't even see
most
it.
likely.
Oh, this means that guy can see cursed spirits.
There's a small chance the young man could be the killer. But we can leave him to the police to
Oh.
identify
Whoa.
as...
He sensed it immediately.
Yeah.
No, stop.
Oh, was that formed from the negative energy of them beating up that kid?
Oh, interesting.
Like, are these the reanimations of the... Yeah, wait, because lunchbox was what he said about... They said, let's take his lunch money, or... I may be overthinking.
Okay,
Let's just watch.
yeah.
If you decide you're in over your head, give a shout.
Why do you think so little of me? Give me a chance.
It's not about whether I'm underestimating you or not. I'm the adult here and you're still a child. I have a duty to prioritize your life over my own.
Okay, this is like...
Underestimate me, then treat me like a kid.
That's...
You faced several
The right thing to do, though.
situations, but that does not make you an adult.
Whoa.
Realizing your hair is falling
Cow
out of
print
your
weapon?
pillow. Realizing your favorite bread has disappeared from the convenience store. The accumulation of those little moments of despair in life is what makes a person an adult.
You've gone through it. I guess that makes you an adult.
I am an adult.
I guess it makes you more of an adult that you've had bread and you've been taken.
And then
from
had
certain
that
spots
bread
and
be canceled and then
you've been
not
upset
able to
about it.
find that bread forever.
It's been upsetting.
R.I.P. Trader Joe's purple bread. They have a different purple bread, but it's not the same.
Tragedy.
I will never forget.
Yeah, curses are born out of...
Allows me to forcibly create a weak point I can exploit on any opponent.
Oh.
7 to
Interesting.
3. Striking the point at that ratio when you draw a line along the target's length causes a critical hit.
Ah.
That allows
What?
me to deal a fair amount of damage, even to those ranked higher than me. And if their
So he
curse
gets
energy
crits.
is weak, I can slice them in two, even with a blunt blade.
Whoa.
Are you listening, Itadori?
Huh? You were talking to me?
Oh boy, okay.
Should you really be revealing something like that to the enemy?
It's no
They're
problem
not
to
gonna
reveal a
make it
technique
out.
like that to an opponent. In fact, it can even work to your advantage if it misleads.
I want to focus on the curse.
Interesting.
I should be listening to him.
There is merit to it. Revealing one's hand is a
This is
gambling
so
tactic that
interesting.
increases the effectiveness of one's technique. I'll show you.
Give him the yips.
Yep. Whoa. Oh. Exactly. That. Whoa.
Oh wow.
And that was the point. If you look
that
at
it needed
that's
to.
where it
That was where. Yeah.
Yeah. That's sick.
Wow. Okay. It's like a golden ratio.
Yeah. You just.
All of that force came from me.
Interesting.
Oh man. Not only is the blade he used completely wrapped, but he used the back of it to slice right through that.
That's crazy.
What?
Behind you, Itadori.
Nope.
I don't like you turning your back on your opponent.
You're the one who keeps distracting me here.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. He's using energy.
Okay.
Your cursed energy comes up a little slow, huh?
So what's that mean?
Your cursed energy can't keep up with your explosive power. You're still not good at collecting your cursed energy, so it lags behind. But in effect, that creates an irregular energy flow. The moment after your fist impacts, your cursed energy slams in. So you
Okay.
2 impacts with every strike.
Whoa. That looked sick.
That is really cool.
Oh, so there's like a first punch and an after
And then a
shot.
secondary. Okay.
Reverse retribution.
That I was
perhaps.
literally just about to say that.
That looks sick.
That's very cool. Okay.
Divergent fist.
His initial blow has very little cursed energy to it, but it reaches 120% of an
He seems so unbothered.
120%?
energy flows
Holy
in.
shit. Okay.
It must be unimaginably unpleasant for those struck by it.
Yeah.
Road to grow too. If he can learn to imbue 100% of his cursed energy into 100% of his martial arts, now I see why Gojo brought him to me.
Could be a monster.
Yeah.
They're both kind of one-shot people. Whoa.
What? What?
Itadori, wait! Don't finish it off yet. Have a look at this.
It's mid-fight.
It's a picture I took of my opponent.
But I thought curses didn't show up in photographs.
Oh.
So it's not a curse?
Calmly.
Or a special photo?
These creatures that we've been fighting?
Are they the people that he morphed?
They're human.
What?
Well, I guess I ought to call them former humans.
Oh.
They're similar to the 3 from the theater. The structure of their bodies was forcibly altered by a cursed technique.
Are they transfigured them?
So Mahito has a power that it seems he can turn people into curses.
Oh, interesting.
So these were not the ones from the theater, but these were maybe another situation where he did that.
Okay.
Former humans. They're similar to the 3 from the theater.
Mm-hmm.
The structure of their bodies was forcibly altered by a cursed technique.
Yeah, that's gotta be
what
what it
I
is.
noticed from the start. The 2 we just fought were more than just altered. They were full of cursed energy like cursed spirits are.
You'll have to ask the culprit to explain his cursed technique to you. Though there is evidence their brain stems have been tampered with, most likely to create confusion and impaired consciousness. If
Whoa.
they tamper with the brain, it might be possible for them to modify someone to be able to use cursed energy. The relationship between the brain and cursed energy is still a black box to us.
Okay.
Is Itadori listening?
Yeah, I'm here.
I think it's important you understand this much. These guys died from the shock of what happened to their bodies. So you didn't kill them.
Oh.
Don't get the wrong idea about that.
Thanks. That's easy
That's
to say.
horrifying.
Yeah.
The weight of those 2 deaths still feels pretty heavy. Whatever this thing is we're after, it disgusts me to the core.
This boy can get sincerely angry on behalf of others. Most likely those residuals were a bluff left purposely to lure us in. Our foe is quite skilled. Looks like this will take more than
There can be
moderate effort.
residual traps.
So let's go.
Wait, I need to see that one. What did he say?
They can leave residuals on purpose.
Sincerely angry on
Interesting.
behalf of others.
I zoned out
Most
for a second.
likely those residuals were a bluff left purposely to lure us in.
Ah.
Our foe is
Okay.
quite skilled. It looks like this will take more than moderate effort.
Hmm.
So let's go all out.
Wow.
He's like, nice speaking my
That's-
language.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's
There are
a shock
cursed
coming from
spirits
him.
known as special grade potential apparitions. Cursed spirits are a collection of the cursed energy emitted by humans. Whether
Yeah,
it
like-
exists or not, a shared image of fear makes it easy for a powerful curse to manifest.
So what's an example of
Okay.
a shared image of fear? You mean like monsters and scary ghost stories?
Yes. Like toilet-bound Hanako, the nine-tailed fox, and so on.
Oh.
Wow.
Special grade potential apparitions, and keep watch for them.
Because people are so afraid of them, they could just happen.
Categorize powerful, unidentified curses as potential apparitions. It makes it feel like that's all they're focused on. But people constantly fear other things too, not just those old fairy tales.
Like earthquakes?
I love how stress-free it can be talking to you.
I don't really...
It's pretty relaxed.
How
for
do
a
you
spirit.
respond to that?
People. The ocean, the forests, the earth, they fear all of them. Because the cursed energy directed towards those is far too vast, they gained wisdom before they took shape, and they've remained in hiding up until
Whoa.
I'm proud to call
Okay.
all of my friends.
They're like elementals based on the whole earth. Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of a curse are you?
Human.
Whoa. What was that?
What kind of a curse are you?
And what's happening to his head?
Tell me, Mahito.
Oh, he's hidden with his hair.
Yeah, he
He's
has
scarred.
the cigarette butt, and this is that being put on his
that's
head.
what it was. That's what it was.
I'm a curse that was born from the hatred and
From
fear
human.
that people hold deep inside toward others.
Wow.
So he's wait.
So he's
I'm just gonna hear this whole thing again.
I'm a curse that was born from the hatred and fear that people hold deep inside toward others.
wow.
Towards other people.
Okay. Yeah.
Hatred towards humans birthed him.
Right.
Interesting.
Recent residuals, unnatural deaths, and disappearances.
That kind of relates to the beginning phrase where he's like, if I could kill everyone I hate, everyone who hates me, I'd do that instantly, but not kill everybody I hate.
Yeah.
And everyone who hates him is the type of cursed energy, or really him hating anybody, is the type of cursed energy that spawned Mahito. Okay. And those other ones were like of the ocean, of the forest, and of like fire, I think. Those were like the...
Yeah, just like general amorphous fears that are so shared that they can't be specific enough to actually take shape.
Yeah, like a fear of maybe volcanic eruptions spawned Jogo.
Yeah, but just to like fire or like the dark.
Yeah.
You know,
And
that's,
then
everyone's afraid of that.
And I bet that other one with the tentacles that look kind of octopus probably represents the ocean.
The ocean.
Like fear of the deep.
Yeah, totally.
Interesting.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Love this.
I'm so excited about this show.
Deaths and disappearances. This should narrow down the culprit's hideout to some extent.
Oh yeah! Are we storming in?
No, as I said, it's only to some extent. While I continue investigating this matter, I'd like you to handle a different task. This is the boy who is at the theater, Junpei Yoshino. We've just determined that he goes to the same high school as the 3 victims. Based on his actions and the way he carries himself in the surveillance footage, I believe it's unlikely that he is a curse user. However, if he's related
He seems
to
too
victims
freaked
in some
out.
way, that changes things.
Curse user?
Our term for an evil jujutsu sorcerer. I've entrusted the process
Curse
to
user.
Ijichi here, and I'd like the 2 of you to investigate Junpei together.
Come to think of it, you're the only assistant we have, as far as I know.
Well, I am the only one of the assistants who knows that you're still alive.
Alright, that makes sense.
Kind of limited on options.
So once they discover that he hated them, they may be led to knowing that it was
You don't just know
Mahito.
the location to some extent,
He was
do
spawned of
you?
hate.
You know it exactly.
Of course, if the culprit had
Oh.
wanted to, he could have left the scene without leaving behind any residuals at all. It would seem we're being lured in once again.
Breadcrumbed.
Weighing the risk of storming in alone versus taking Itadori along, I simply made the safest choice.
Oh! And hey, teacher!
It's Itadori!
Forgot to tell you. You be careful.
Itadori, I'm not a teacher, so please don't call me that.
So Kento dude!
I will slap you.
There he is.
Huh, where's his uniform?
It looks like he hasn't been attending school for some time.
How do you get that?
No uniform.
We'll get out and walk.
For some time. He didn't go to school yesterday.
Yeah, maybe
because he's not wearing a uniform today.
It could have also been that they got records or something.
Right, but based on
We'll get out
outfit.
and walk from here.
Oh, weird.
Everybody else just looks like they're holding a box, I guess. But what was that? Like a
Alright.
tracker of cursed spirits? Well, that's where we're left for this episode.
A little
Let's check out our
baby
Jujutsu
curse?
scroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Juju stroll. Hey,
Stroll,
Nanami,
not scroll.
Let's go out.
No, thank you.
No, seriously. I have something to talk to you about.
Oh, that is
I
awful.
didn't say anything yet.
They're a funny duo.
Oh.
Nice.
Well, and that is where
Okay.
we are left for episode 9 of Jujutsu Kaisen.
What in the world are you mumbling about, Junpei? Did self-isolation fry your braid?
That might be the final straw.
Yeah.
We're seeing his other eye. That's not good.
No.
Whoa.
Okay.
What are your first thoughts?
Perfect. I'm so excited about this show. I feel like we got so much new information.
Yeah.
And specifications and details.
And we learned more about Mahito and
Yes.
like how who all those other curses are. Like, there's a lot to discuss.
Just
but
all the logistics,
Yeah.
which is exactly what
Montana
I wanted.
loves the
Love a
details.
good logistics episode.
Yeah, we'll get into what exactly those mean. But thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you enjoyed that episode and are excited for more episodes coming every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see about 10 episodes ahead, these are all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our incredible Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions that we answer after every episode of any show we watch, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. All right, question 1. Eileen Hinman asks, we get to see more of another adult in the Jujutsu world. How would you compare Nanami and Gojo in terms of their personality, teaching approach, and outlook/attitudes on Jujutsu sorcery and the world? Would you regard one as better? How much would you put on nurture versus nature as people continue being sorcerers?
Okay, amazing. I definitely got more of like a professional instructor type vibe from Nanami, like taking the time to like explain things as they go along. It kind of seems like the difference between like an internship with someone who's had interns for a long time versus someone who's never had an intern and was just like, oh yeah, you can totally.
And which one's who in that situation?
Gojo is the one who's never had an intern before.
It's kind of the opposite, actually, because Gojo's a teacher and Nanami is not a teacher.
I'm aware, but the vibes to me are very, very different. Like they seem kind of opposite.
And I'd say the opposite of what you just said.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he said, you know, like I'm gonna like explain things or whatever, but like I'm still the adult and I'm still the teacher and you're still the child and I'm gonna handle the like whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean, not in the way you're meaning, but I know what you're.
You know what I'm talking about. I just feel like that's a more responsible, scholarly way to handle it.
Interesting. I think it's more responsible. Gojo is putting kids in a situation where he's like, you're not ready to fight these guys yet, so I'm going to completely handle them and just show you what advanced Jujutsu sorcery looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also going to teach you behind the scenes how to use it yourself. Like, I feel like that's very teacher. Whereas Nanami's like, I'm going to throw you right in the middle of this fight and see what's going to happen. You're going to fight this dude, and I think he's on your level. And you know what? Even though you're trying to fight him, I'm going to distract you with just letting you know what I'm thinking during these fights. Like, I feel like he's approaching it from it's like, it feels like apprenticeship versus teacher. Whereas he's taking, it feels like he's taking in Yuji to be like, all right, we're gonna throw you in the fire and see what comes out. Like, and I'm gonna, like, I'll be in charge here, but you just have to do everything I say, essentially. Like, it's interesting because it's getting him experience and like, but like, I don't know if Yuji unlocks that new cursed energy punch with Nanami because he's more of an in the field guy. Like, it seems like this is like a field teacher and Gojo's more of like a classroom.
100%. Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Very
And I think it's a great dynamic difference. In terms of which one is better, I think that it really does seem like the establishment is pretty rooted in their ways and they're not good. So I like Gojo's approach to wanting revolution, and like I do think though it's got to be hard for somebody so powerful to even conceptualize for people that are so much less powerful than him. Like it's got to be hard for Gojo to like really understand what it's like not to be infinitely powerful.
That's a good point. Like sometimes the best teacher is not the person who's like the best at whatever they're doing,
it's like
because
All Might.
it's so hard to convey something that's so inherent.
It reminds me of All Might and Deku, where it's like just try to punch and see what happens, and he just shatters his arm. He's like, oh well, it would have worked for me. Dang.
Well, it reminds me of when an OChem professor tried to do like an intro lab.
Yeah.
And it was just
gotta be impossible to follow.
Boggled my mind.
Yeah. So Nanami is being a lot more matter-of-factly, like by the book. Like seems like he's almost like the speaking in manual, like rather than advanced concepts. So maybe that'll get through Yuji more. Who knows? But he also made the decision to keep Yuji out of the situation where he's trying to go handle Mahito, I think. But I have a feeling that Yuji and the other person that he's with are going to run into Mahito without Nanami now.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see, but let's go to question 2. Question 2. Sherpa Nernan asks, what are your first impressions of the cursed spirit Mahito and his discussion regarding how cursed spirits manifest?
That was so interesting. I loved that so much. The first thing that I thought was interesting is he specified that like the curses that were so shared that they couldn't be like in a form, those seemed like things that would be just as shared and vague as the hatred of humans. I think that Mahito is so human looking and has such a like concrete form was what was throwing me. But then I guess if I was thinking about it, like the lava, it like fire is just kind of fire. And then that makes extra sense because of the kind of like patchwork situation that Mahito has going on. Because it would make sense that if it's just kind of like a conglomeration or like a representation of like the overall fear.
The fear and hatred of all humans.
That
like it makes sense that he would have a human
all
form.
Put together, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I feel like that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that, because like that's the thing I keep keeping in my head is that the curses are not like, in Demon Slayer, demons are formed because Muzan interacts with somebody.
Right.
In this, if like you have if there is a strong enough hatred or a deep enough something, it will form a cursed spirit. That could be anything. Like it could just, I don't know, maybe a climate change one that's just starting to appear. I don't know, but it's, and so now they're actually able to talk, and he found them and became their friends. So he's using them, or like has them on their team, his team, which we saw, and he's the one that is, so he's got to be pretty powerful. Because think about how much hatred and fear between all humans there is.
Well, and there are so many different varieties of it. The thing that I'm super curious about is the idea of like misplaced or misdirected anger or hatred. Because, for instance, like if someone you love is like killed in an arson situation, you're mad at fire, but you're
so
also
like grief?
mad at the person who started the fire.
So you're wondering how grief would interact with this cursed energy?
More so if you're the kind of person who comes out of that situation is like, wow, fuck fire. Or if you're the kind of person who is like, wow, the person who started that fire needs to go down. Like that kind of, like, depending on how you personally attribute responsibility, that's where the hatred's gonna be directed.
And this feels kind of like when he was at the beginning, like, if I had a button to kill everybody who hated me versus who I hated. Yeah, interesting to see if
this is so cool.
the
I'm so
changes that
excited
makes.
for the show.
Fun to see more of that system. But let's go to our final question.
Ashton asks, what is your take on how friendly this new character Junpei is with the curse called Mahito, even after revealing himself as a curse? Do you think it's because Junpei seeks connection so deeply he is willing to accept it, even from a curse who he has seen kill people?
Yeah, it reminds me of that quote, like, when you're not fed love off silver spoons, you learn to lick it from knives. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The idea that someone who does something bad to someone who did something bad to you means that they are somehow on your side. I mean, that just comes from a position of like never having been taken care of, or never having been taken care of, or
yeah, I think he just saw that power to kill or to horribly disfigure, do something bad to the things that he hated, and he just wanted to join up. Like, so I think that having nothing good going for you in your life, you're right about the whole licking knives thing. I think that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
It's interesting that Mahito's taking him in and like bringing him around. Like, you'd think that he would just kind of kill him with no thought, but I wonder what is bringing him in, like why he wants him. Could be because he knows he can see, Mahito knows that Junpei can see him, so he's like, I could turn this guy into a mole within the school because they would accept him because he can see cursed spirits.
Or maybe it's just like a general shared hatred of people.
And you think he'll just accept people into that if
someone
join his
is
hatred?
At that level, maybe.
Interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to learn the motivations and more about Mahito, but maybe that's what he's doing. But Junpei, definitely interesting to be a bully. I understand if like you're being bullied that much, turning to something this powerful. But we'll see what ends up happening with that. But that's where we're left for episode 9 of Jujutsu Kaisen. We're excited for episode 10.
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.